Continuing with the show, we're going to be bringing in another guest. Her name is Mrs. Margaret Arinola Adeyileka. She's a Nigerian businesswoman. She has 2 retail stores retailing fashion outfits, and she has an adult child residing in the US. As a business person, and she's a person living with disabilities, she's joining us on the show to discuss about the plights of Nigerians living with disabilities. It's something we talk about a few times. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, it's something we talk about a few times, and seemingly from the perspective of people that live here. But you're someone who lives in Nigeria, you travel a lot for your business, and you also have a son that lives outside, a daughter that lives outside Nigeria. So, I don't even know if we can't start from the problem, because the problems are enormous.
Let her tell us a bit about herself and her business.
Yeah.
She's able to run it.
Exactly. That's the very good question.
Thank you so much. Well, my name is Arinola Adeyileka. I'm the CEO and Arinola Clothing. I have a branch in Okwebi and Alausa. Yeah. Living with disability and running my business, it's a very big challenge. I've been on the wheelchair for like 21 years, and I had a car accident along Ibadan Express Road, which was, thank God for the gift of life. It's a long story and a long journey. And before the accident, I was actually into fashion. I run a boutique, and after, well, I went to England for some time, and when I came back, I just felt that I should continue with where I stopped from. And gradually, I picked up my pieces, and I started the journey of traveling back to get things. Well, I won't say it's an easy journey, but one thing, I know that it is better for me to do something than to beg on the street. So, which is even more difficult, I think. So for people that are living with disability, I think you should put your pieces together. It is better to earn your own living than, you know, begging people around for money or for food. So far, going abroad, most of the time I travel by myself. And I tell you the truth, it is I had to renew my spirit and my soul to be able to do that on my own. And starting from questions, stupid questions from people. After it's been sent to them that, okay, this passenger is on the wheelchair, she will leave. She won't need to be lifted on the seat. And every time I travel, I still get people coming to say, oh, can you walk at all? I say, come again. Yeah. Oh, can you do this?
Does that happen here or does it happen there?
Yeah, especially. Even sometimes abroad, I don't know, maybe they don't read things that are being sent to them about a particular passenger. You know, sometimes it could be so embarrassing, and especially when I will be lifted right in front of every other passenger. I really need to build my self-confidence over and over again. So it is living with disability. It's I think people should not give people living with disability a headache, because a person living with disability is like somebody that has been stabbed and just been healed a little bit. Anytime you throw a punch on that person, it hits badly. So it's, I think in this country, the government is not actually looking at people living with disability with a lot of issues compared to living abroad.
We still have Mrs. Margaret and Adeyileka, and we've been discussing the plight of Nigerians living with disabilities, and you've been sharing your travel experience with us. But you know, I would really like to talk a bit about your ability to run 2 businesses. You know, because we don't often get to interview people that are living with disabilities, and they have the courage, which we must celebrate, and the tenacity to, despite the obvious challenges that are present in Nigeria, make room for their own success. And so how is it been running 2 fashion outlets? And what are the highs?
Positives, yes.
Yes, what are the highs?
Well, number one, I have to give it to my mom. You know, it's born out of her upbringing. I grew up knowing that I really have to be responsible, no matter what. Like from my own experience, I had my child when I was 18, and life has really thrown a lot of things to me. And I have learned in life. I sent my daughter to school in England at the age of 28. And it's been, I know in life that you cannot rely on people, on anybody. So that has really helped me in life to be able to stand up for whatever challenges I face in life. Disability, it's, one thing I know about this is just movement. My brain is still working, and I know if I buy something for $1 and I know that I have to put things together and do my overhead course. I'm an accountant. I read accountancy. So that has really helped me. So the only challenge is just the movement. And once I can get someone to assist me, I have a motorized wheelchair. I tell you, even when I go to places like Turkey, I'm being celebrated, you know. When I go into shops and when they hear my story that I can't even get up at all, and I'm in this business, I get discounts sometimes.
Wow.
You know that, well, you're really doing great for yourself. And about disability, I think it's sometimes too is the state of mind. You might be disabled in your mind as
Bang,
well,
bang, 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 bang.
not movement.
It's more dangerous.
And honestly, I have to bless God because it's, sometimes I wonder myself, after shopping and I go to my hotel room and I see what I've done, I break down crying. God, see how you've
Gratitude.
taken me so far. And you know, the thing is too, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the gifts of life alone. That has really helped me to push forward. And I have nice family support too. My siblings are wonderful people. I have wonderful friends, and I can at this point afford to fail or to stop because a lot of people are looking up to me.
Awesome.
So I have to tell you this. I mean, when you came in, I was just admiring you. I'm like, look at her beautiful skin and her makeup. And when you say you're in fashion, I'm like, no wonder.
Yeah, we can see.
You know, and I just also love the aura around you. You seem like such a happy person. And I like the way Tokwe introduced it when she said there's a courage and tenacity for the way that you're living your life and thriving, you know, even, you know, with the mobility issues. But I know that as positive as we've spun this story or we're telling this story, you've had challenges, and there's a most recent one that you had. And if you could please tell us what that experience was about.
With the airline.
All my life in 21 years on the wheelchair, I've never been this humiliated. I call out Turkish Airline. For the first time in my life, I actually broke down. I was treated like a trash. It takes a lot to be able to buy tickets, pay for visa, and leave your country, even at this time. Number one, they've always been like that. A friend of mine said to me, must you fly Turkish Airline? But, you know, I go to Istanbul most of the time to do my shopping. That's where my business place is really. So I wouldn't have a choice sometimes than to fly to take me directly to Turkish Airline right from Lagos. And, you know, by the time I got to, well, the check-in in Lagos was really nice. You know, they know me and they treat me nicely in my country when it comes to check-in. When I got to Istanbul, it was crazy. I got my scooter completely destroyed.
Oh Oh my God.
And I only have 5 days to stay, 5 days to stay in Istanbul. When I got there, I went to the baggage claim and everything. And she said, because I'm used to the system, nobody attended to me. Even my suitcase was destroyed.
Whoa.
I said, okay, let me go back to my hotel. I'll see what I can do. Do you know that my agent had to get into my hotel? They had to lift me. 2 men had to lift me into the hotel building.
What your scooter would have done.
What my scooter would have done. Well, I didn't actually get angry about that. I just wanted to do what I came here to do. It had to push the wheelchair on the streets of Turkey, of Istanbul, to go and get somebody to fix it at my own cost.
So the airline did not take
No, they didn't.
responsibility.
You know, they can't be nasty. That, I mean, as if that was not enough.
Yes.
I finished my dealings in Istanbul. I went to London, all by myself. Well, I didn't even want to talk and say anything about it because I don't want to be depressed. I run away from depression. So when I got to London, it was okay. Coming back again from London I was going to say go back to Istanbul. Do you know that even in London, they refused to lift me from my own scooter to the onboard wheelchair. They told me they're not allowed. I said, see, I travel all the time. I came in here, and why are you doing this? But I had somebody travel with me, Karen Gold, God bless you. She had to follow me to Istanbul because I had a very long stopover of 9 hours.
Okay.
So my brother bought a ticket for her to go with me.
So, but in
They had to lift me. I met a friend too, Deola. Both of them practically. I said, don't lift me. They said, Auntie, please, let's go so that we can just do. They lifted me from the chair.
So sad. Honestly, we have just 2 more minutes, and you had written a detailed account of your experience on Turkish Airline, and this isn't the first time. Of course, maybe there's been.
But is this the first time you've been treated this way?
No.
And also,
Are you prosecuting?
Yes.
I am. I'm going to go to court. Okay. I mean, that's not the peak of it, hell.
Yes, because in flight there was that.
When the one that was so annoying was when I got on board, and virtually I got on board. And, you know, they brought the wheelchair scooter. They were supposed to pull me through. I told them when they do the seating. I mean, let me just cut the story short. The next thing is, I couldn't fit in on the high through the onboard wheelchair. And I just had surgery. And they were just pushing me through. And I said, no, please, you can't. You're going to hurt me. I mean, I still feel pain on my right legs, even up to now. So I said to the person, please call the supervisor. I called her. The next thing she said to me, take her off board and call police. I broke that. I said, 10 of you cannot. That was it was a chaos on the fight. Nigerians stood up for me. And why are you treating her this way? God bless Honorable Stella Okotete and Farida, Honorable Farida too, Suleiman. She stood up, Honorable Stella Okotete. She came, this is family, I'm Nigerian, please don't treat her this way. They didn't listen. She left her business class seat for me.
Wow.
She went to sleep in the economy class. Yeah. And apart from that, they didn't even want to lift her. I mean, I learned that she just came in from hospital. She practically lifted me and told 2 other men to join her.
You know,
please take it up.
Take it.
Wow. So I feel, of course, our heart is with you, and I know that is your story had this really sad part. I wanted us to lead with the inspirational part, so that people won't feel like you just came to complain on TV. You're a resourceful woman, you're a hard-working woman, and even though life dealt you a blow, you've moved on. So this particular case with Turkish Airline is not a case of you. It was disrespect of your person
and our country.
And our country. Yes. And I'm happy you're taking all the legal stand, and that's why we're giving you every support with our platform that justice must be served. I'm happy that you're still standing up on your goals and fighting for your rights. And I pray that other people living with disability are being encouraged not to give up despite the challenges they are going to go through. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and we cannot wait to hear the second side when you get a proper compensation for the stress they put you through.
Yes.
You know, that's all we can take on today's show. It's been Women Will Love Wednesday like never before, and we've had many inspiring stories. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Thank you, ladies, and thank you to our guests
Thank you,
all
Tope.
through the show.